Sagittarius rising, Sagittarius ascendant. These two mean the exact same thing. It means that someone has Sagittarius on their first house cusp in their natal chart. All right. So let's discuss, what does it mean? What does it mean when someone has Sagittarius rising, they got Sagittarius ascendant, they have Sagittarius on their first house cusp? Let's talk about what you can expect when someone has this. All right. So when you have Sagittarius rising, Jupiter is your ruling planet. You have to look at the sign and house your natal Jupiter is in, because that tells you a lot about your life and purpose, okay? So Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter rules Sagittarius, and Jupiter is your ruling planet when you have this. See, when you're studying astrology, one of the most important things you can study is your ruling planet and the sign and house that it's in, because that dominates your natal chart. And it really gives you so much information as far as how you live your life, how you approach life, and what your purpose truly is in life, right? So like, say for example, you have Jupiter in Leo in the first house, and you have Sagittarius rising. So that means that you need to place a lot of emphasis on studying what does that mean. So like, okay, so you're someone who has Jupiter and Leo in the first house. So you need to figure out, okay, what does that mean? What does Jupiter and Leo mean? How do I express that in the best way? What does it mean when someone has Jupiter in their first house? How do I express that in the best way? How do I make that a part of how I live my life, how I approach life, and what I make my purpose in life be, and how I carry out that purpose and bring that purpose into reality, right? So very important, make sure you study your ruling planet and the sign and house that it's in. Sagittarius rising people are drawn towards all things involving higher education, higher learning, long distance travel, foreign cultures, and higher knowledge, and they approach life with the intention to expand their experiences, live and speak their truth, and expand their minds, okay? So our rising sign tells us the type of things that we're drawn towards. Sagittarius has to do with higher education, higher learning, long distance travel, foreign cultures, and higher knowledge. So when you have Sagittarius rising, you're drawn towards these things. You're the type of person where you're just extremely drawn towards philosophy, learning, expanding your mind, foreign cultures, foreigners, all things that expand you to a different level. And you approach life with the intention to expand your experiences. That's all you want to do, is you want to expand your experiences. You want to live and speak your truth and share all the knowledge that you've learned with others. And you want to expand your mind. This is pretty much, it really tells you how you approach life and what you center your life around. You center your life around higher knowledge and sharing your higher knowledge with the world. These people tend to come off as obnoxious, loud, impulsive, and overly opinionated. They have very notable hips and legs, as Sagittarius is ruled by the centaur, okay? So our rising sign tells us how we tend to come off to others and the impression that we give off to others, like our autopilot, the things that people say about us when they get an impression of us and when they don't know us very well. It's like when they just see us in passing. So when you have Sagittarius rising, is people think you're obnoxious, people think you're loud and impulsive, and you're overly opinionated. You share your opinions when no one even asked you your opinions, all right? So, and you'll actually be offended if people say this about you, but this is how you tend to come off. But not only that, when you have Sagittarius rising, you also come off as someone that's very knowledgeable as well, someone that's very philosophical, right? And as far as the notable hips and legs, it makes sense because Sagittarius is ruled by the centaur. So you almost have a centaur-like body where your hips and legs are very prominent on your body. Okay, Kim Kardashian and Oprah Winfrey are said to have this placement. Now, it makes perfect sense that they have this placement just because of my last point when I said the notable hips and legs. Kim Kardashian and Oprah Winfrey both have very notable hips and legs. They're both very curvy, hippie, and shapely women, okay? And as far as like Oprah Winfrey, it's extremely obvious to see that she has this because she's always made freedom a very big part of her life. That's another thing that I forgot to add in there is like Sagittarius people, they really, really value freedom and they approach life with the intention to be free in every sense of the word. They want to be financially free, physically free, emotionally free. Freedom is a very big part of the Sagittarius rising native's life. And that's pretty much everything you need to know. Thank you for watching. Like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Let me know what you think. Take care.